בוקר טוב חברים, we're up to משלי פרק א'. משלי פרק א', פסוק א'.
So is Mishlei also advice? Like it's another advice like Kohelet, or is it something different? It's the same thing.
Here, see Kohelet, I would say it's more, gets you ready to a certain age. And if you don't learn it the right way, you get a little depression over there.
Oh, Kohelet.
Shalom. Okay, he makes everything is.
It's like to the point.
Avali, that's it, done. Are you ready for the next? That's it. Versus Mishlei, he really gives you tools for life in every aspect. He did not even skip one thing. He talks about everything. But Bezat Hashem, it's a musar. It tells you why it's not worth it for you to be arrogant, to curse, look for kavod, friends, tzedakah, bitachon, parents, father and a son,
How to live.
ayin hara, and many others. So that's the book of Hashem. Mishlei Shlomo ben David Melech Israel. He starts with who wrote this book, and he says, "This is the Mishalim of Shlomo." That's one. And he says, "I am the son of David HaMelech, and I am the king over Am Israel." Why do we need to know all this information? His name, who his father, and what his job. Make sense?
Of course.
Good.
Makes sense to say it.
Makes sense. Listen, Albert.
No,
Albert.
no, it's not.
Albert. אז חברים,
It makes sense to say it. No?
Why?
don't you know that he's the king of Am Israel?
No,
Don't you know
but
that
him
his father?
saying it, him
But,
saying it.
but why do we have to write it down? חברים יקרים, it says in Chazal, if you, a wise man, Adam Hacham, very smart, and you want to tell me advice what to do, most likely they're going to listen to you. But if you know that this person is very smart, and his father was very smart also, and he tells you something, would you listen to him?
Take it more serious.
More serious. If the person is smart, and his father is smart, and he lived in a community that everyone over there was so smart, and he tells you something, would you listen to him? That's what happens, yeah. מה כתוב? שלמה, אדם חכם, בן דוד, איזה חכם, מלך על ישראל. Habibi, to be a king over a nation, שהם חכמים, very smart. התורה אומרת, כי חוכמתכם ובינתכם לעיני העמים. The nation, they know one thing. We don't understand the Jews. Nothing makes sense. They close the shop. They don't work on Shabbat. They close on Friday. And somehow they make money. So it doesn't make sense how they live. But one thing they do know is to be very smart. Right? So כשכתוב פה מלך ישראל, ישראל זה עם הספר. Did you ever heard this expression, עם הספר?
Heard it.
Huh?
I heard it.
The people of the book.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we were called Amahad.
We?
Shalom.
Now we, when the
That's
Torah calls.
If a person doesn't learn, he's called Am Haaretz because he's missing his book in his hand. That's why he's called Am Haaretz. But if you're not Am Haaretz, what are you? Am HaSefer. And why is it? Because from a young age, we teach the kids education. You see, by the Goyim, once you start to talk and start to walk, they teach you all the nonsense. Movies, כל השטויות האלו. By us, מה כתוב? It says, once a kid knows how to talk, אביו מלמדו תורה. The minute the kid starts to talk, teach him. תורה, ציווה, לנו, משה, מורשה, קהילת, יעקב. זה הלכה, זה הלכה. The minute the kid starts to talk, teach him תורה, ציווה, לנו, משה. The minute he starts to talk, say amen. The minute he starts to move, okay, yalla, where's the book? We are known to be the ones who are always carrying books. Go today to the airport or on a plane. You see people watching movies, and then you see people having daf yomi, halacha yomi, learning. Maybe they don't learn Tehillim. Also קצת movies, כן, אני לא מדבר על זה שלא, אבל אני מדבר על אלו שלומדים. איפה תראה גוי שלומד? מדבר על education. I'm not talking about just book to read it all, love stories. I'm talking about education, how to live life. This is us. אנחנו עם הספר. They once took a picture. People standing by the bus stop. You got like 20 people, and nowadays, and you see 20 people, all of them, the head is down. Why? The phone. One picture, you see people with all the heads down. The phone. Another picture, yeshiva boys, people who are in the Torah, waiting for the bus to come. And also, גם הראש, למטה, עם ספר. זה ההבדל. הבנתם? זה הבדל. On the bus, you could see people also down. One with the phone and one is learning. I have a beautiful picture. Somebody from YDE, that he works in the city, I think. I think he took upon himself to do Shana Mikah B'Hatargum. זה לא תחנת אוטובוס פה, בבקשה, תפדל. מעיל, שתייה, שוקולד, מעקה, Let's continue, Mr. Shimon. Kitsu, so he was on the train going to the city. And I think he took upon himself to do Shana Mikah B'Hatargum. So he's on the train and he sees someone across doing Shana Mikah B'Hatargum. I have no idea why. He sees the guy, he takes a picture and he sends me. But look, there is another person who does Shana Mikah B'Hatargum. The reason Ariel.
That's small world.
זוכר את זה? הוא שלח לי תמונה שלך. אתה ידעת מזה?
You're being followed.
So this guy doesn't know who is he sending picture to and who's the guy there. But he was so excited that, we spoke that week. Take upon yourself, Shana Mikah B'Hatargum. It was the middle of Sefer Bereshit. But look, I didn't start the beginning. He wanted to wait till some Hatorah. Are you kidding? Start, jump. So I think it was the first week he took it upon himself to do Shlam. So the only time he did it was on the train. That day, he goes on the train and he sees another Jew doing Shlam. He was so excited, he takes the picture. Rabbi, look, another Jew. And then no idea that Ariel. That's called Am HaSefer. So Shlomo is telling us, Ani Melech, Shlomo, the son of David, and I'm a king over what type of nation? So to be a smart and a son of a smart and a king over a smart nation, Habibi, you gotta be wow, sharp as a knife. And if I'm telling you something, he tells us, listen, כדאי לך. You're going to benefit after so much. בוא נראה מה ממשיך עליו ואומר לנו. לדעת חוכמה ומוסר, להבין אמרי בינה. שלמה המלך is telling us, I want to teach you, number one, חוכמה. I want to teach you wisdom. רבותיי, wisdom is powerful. חוכמה. You must say חוכמה. Someone who's a smart man, education and knowledge, it's powerful as a koah. And I want to teach you. But not שתדע, and I want to teach the people. חוכמה. Second, ומוסר. Why do we call מוסר מוסר? מוסר זה מלשון ייסורים. You hear this? Moti. Yeah. Why Musar is called Musar Rafi? Yisurim. Can you get closer, Rafi? I cannot see that.
If I go here, you're not going to see me.
So can you guys just push the table a little bit? Much better. Okay, that's it. Hazak Baruch. Just don't give him any advices. You know. Anyway, so let's continue. Musar is called Musar because the milashon Yisurim. Leyaser. Yisurim means you suffer. Why Musar is called Musar? I'll tell you why. Musar.
What is Musar mean exactly?
Isurim.
Musar.
Musar, what is Musar? The word.
זה לייסר אותך, to teach you to go on the right path. So if you go crook, it's gonna make you give it a slap in the face. Just keep going straight. So זה נקרא לייסר. I'm sorry? Explain.
What? מה זה?
לשים אותך
זה
בשורה.
של ה...
ליישר
Yeah.
אותך.
של ה...
So
מקדש את החוק.
let's continue. Shimon.
Harvard.
אז המוסר אומר לך, למשל, talking about being lazy. So lazy. Musar is going to give you, and it got to get you to the point that you're going to have to start being lazy. Start moving. Get up. Be a doer. Don't be lazy. Musar tells you if you're an arrogant person, work on your midat al-ga'ava. וזה מייסר אותך. I would love to be so, people to give me kavod and to hear about me, show yourself. Habibi, a musar is going to have to put you a little down. וזה מייסר אותך. You have to work on yourself, not to want there. מייסר, זה קשה.
זה האיסורים.
אתה צריך לעבוד על עצמך. Sometimes people get angry so fast, get angry. And learning separate Mishlei is going to teach you why are you angry. Do you know what anger is going to do to you? It's going to bring you all the sicknesses. Do you want it? No. Do you know someone who's angry? People don't like him. They don't like him. I once heard a little kid. I don't know what happened. Mother yelled at him. So he tells him, "Mom, why are you yelling? Why are you angry?" Look, kid, 4 or 5. Why are you angry? Kid tells his mother, You could talk to me. You don't have to be, you don't have to yell at me. A kid tells his mother, you could talk to me. You don't have to be angry. So to merit, now that you have someone there who gives you a wake-up call every couple of hours, Mr. Albert, and and what happens after? You have to control your anger. It's not easy, but you're controlling your anger. You got to work on yourself. How many times you got to juice lashon hara? Wow. And you want to share with your wife or your friend next to you. And then comes the Hafetz Haim and tells you, how can you say lashon hara? So you want to give it over, but pitom lamati lashon hara asum. You have to control yourself. You know how hard is it? By you controlling yourself, that's called ניסויים. זה לייסר את עצמך. Not necessarily you suffer out of sicknesses. ייסורים זה, meaning the matter, זה לא קל. Sometimes you want to say something and you don't. You're controlling yourself. You gotta be a hazak. You gotta be strong. Knowing that, and to not only, it's not only to know, it's to download from here to your body. Changing your actions. That's called musar. אני מייסר את עצמי, and by the way, החכמים הם אנשים that they know how to control their emotions, their mind, and their body. It's a full control, full. You know, one of the amazing stories that I read on my Rosh Yeshiva, Shmuel Berenbaum, בחייו, in his life, he lost 2 kids. Tragedיה. One was young, in his 20s, and the other one was when he was 40, I believe 42. Yaakov Avinu bacha when he thought that his son Yosef died. To become Has v'Shalom Av Shakul. You know what is Av Shakul? A father who lost a kid. It's called Av Shakul. Yaakov Avinu ubacha that he became a Av Shakul, a father who lost a child to bury, because that's not the way of the world. Parents, they don't bury their kids. Kids bury their parents, not the opposite. And the Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Shmuel Alav Shalom, he buried 2 children. They buried in Eretz Israel. By his son's funeral, I think it was by his son, Reb Aryeh Leib, הוא היה משהו לא נורמלי. תלמיד חכם, עצום, למדן, חזק. He lived with no watch, no clock. He learned there's no breakfast at 9, lunch at 2, dinner at 7. אין כזה דבר. הוא למד, לומד. Happens to be by 11:30 is hungry. So he's going to eat, but 11:30. Who says when you have to eat? Meaning, the watch is going to tell me when to eat. He's going to tell me when I learn. He's going to tell me when. You learn because you have to learn. When your body calls you, listen, I'm hungry. You give him food, not the watch. The minimazeh. See, we have time. 9, we finish. Then breakfast. And then tefillah, and then you have time. Okay, I have to go to sleep. It's getting late. What does it mean? It's getting late because of the watch. So he is controlling your life. You're not controlling him. Let me finish. Who is controlling my day is my watch. Do you hear this? You're not controlling your life, Habibi. It's the watch that controls you. He lived the opposite. He controls his life to the max. The watch is not going to tell him only one thing. One is nets and one is shkia. Other than that, I don't need the watch. I don't need, he did not live with a concept of watch. Watch for what? I'm in yeshiva the whole day. So There is no time to eat. It's when my body needs to eat, I'm gonna feed him. When my body happens to be very tired, it can be one day 1 in the morning, it can be 4 in the morning, sometimes it can be 11 o'clock in the morning, at night. I learned till the body needs something. If it's needs, I'm not gonna give him. The watch is not gonna tell me when. Zaya, there's nothing, there's nobody. There's no one. So Zaya, I live. What a עצום. הוא היה צדיק גדול, היה לו תפילות, וואו, משהו. So I think was by his funeral. So they buried him in Eretz Israel. Rabbi Shmuel went to Eretz Israel to bury his son. It was a big funeral. And by the funeral, יש לך schnorrers. You know what is schnorrers? People who collect. In Yerushalayim, some guy, he says of Shmuel, Shalom Aleichem. And he said, Rebbe, I'm collecting for ABC.
He doesn't know why he's there.
He thinks that Shmuel came to visit Eretz Israel.
Right.
So in the middle of the funeral, oh Shalom Aleichem. He pauses, he goes to the side, he takes out a check, he writes him a check and he gives him. Mouth shot. What is my problem has to do with his life? He needs money after because I'm sad, so I'm not going to talk to him. Well, because I'm sad, so that's why he has to suffer. לא שייך. אתם מבינים? זה נקרא full control. Rabbi Shmuel, he was a person who had a full control on himself. In a different levels, in the levels that we can't even get there. That's called full control. What is my problem has to do with you? How many times we come home and we come mad because something happened, and the wife has to suffer, and the kids, you're gonna get nuts. Why she has to suffer because somebody told you something? I'm angry, and therefore, so this little kid has to hear you're screaming and yelling. What is this? You know what? I want to teach you. I want to tell you something in my field, at least, of Hinuch. When you teach kids in school, do you know how hard it is to teach kids? Not because the subject or to teach. It's because teaching, especially kids in school, it means you have to drop all your problems in the house and you have to come here, nothing to do with anything with your life. Klum. They don't have to suffer because you're angry or because you're tired. When you teach, you got to teach. And by the way, the halakha says that Misha Melamed Tinokot should not fast. So far that even Balakha Katuv, someone who's teaching during Chodesh Elul, don't wake up to Salihot. If you're going to be tired, because then you're not doing your job. So Aseret Emet Teshuvah, do it. Sheni Hamishi, if you can. But if you can't, don't. Patur, don't call us Salihot. Why? Because you cannot come and teach kids when you're tired. Because you're not going to do your job. You have no patience. You're tired. You're falling asleep. How can you do your job? When you teach, especially kids, you have to leave all your package home and teach as if nothing happens to you. How many people you know that they come and they leave the package at the house, or they bring the package and the kids becomes the victims over there.
How do you do it? You know you should do it, but it's not like it's easy to. No, yeah. But that doesn't tell me how to do it. It doesn't tell me how to do it. It just tell me, okay, do it. Okay, Chazaku Baruch.
We got 30 plakim to finish.
Say how to do it.
First of all,
Very
set the part. I don't know. First of all, Moti. First of all, know that there is such a concept that you don't come home and that you come home and you don't let your problems get involved in the Avirah Shel Habayit. That's a huge message for life.
The problem is in the home.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The problem is the home. Don't go home.
Stay outside.
So it's a matana Hashem gives you when you try, when you toil to get it.
אני אגיד לך משהו.
Come nice, you walk in and problem.
They're the ones that's yelling and angry. I think
I don't believe, but it's okay.
You're the victim.
I'm the victim.
If
I'm not healthy.
I don't believe, but I'll tell you something.
We got Mishak Shah, we have to come back.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Sometimes it's nice, Musa, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, but tell me how to
זה
do
לא
it.
don't do, אני אגיד לך איך אני עושה. אתה מוכן לשמוע? אוקיי. I don't understand why, אני לא יכול להבין. Are you here or you're in a different world? Then you're not gonna add that also.
What Shlomo was saying, there's a book of
He's gonna teach us, but I want to answer his question and also Rafi's. Keilu has a problem.
He's asking for everybody else. For
We're
everybody
asking
else.
for everyone.
Rafi זה
אני אגיד לכם דבר אמת, but true. How I see marriage. The way I see my marriage at least is if there is an issue, there is no issue to begin with. There is no issues to begin with. But let's say there is an issue. Any issue that comes in front of my face, at least I can tell you what I have in my mind and what I'm working on. Number one, Hashem gives you a challenge to work on yourself to become a better person. So marriage helps me to become a better person. If you believe in Olam Haba, if you believe that there is Olam Haba, and if you believe that the more of a pure person you become, you hit higher levels up there. So every challenge in the house, I'm becoming a better person. I met she and the kids are tapping my potential. This is how I see it. Yevanta? So I don't see it as she's a problem, and I don't see, oh my gosh, she's a headache and the kids are nuts. I see through them, I can become a better person. So if that's how you look at marriage, every problem, not every problem is not a problem, but every problem is another step for your potential to go higher and to reach high and higher levels. That's how I see marriages. Other people's things, no, I got to be the boss, and I got to, I'll put the foot down. I go, do it. Now, Shlomo? Shlomo likes it, Shlomo. There's no putting any, foot down or nothing. Listen, I'm not talking if there is, someone who's, needs, they have a mental issues, but I'm talking in general. There is the biggest issue in marriage, it's arrogance. It comes to arrogant and anger. That's it. All the other stuff, it's peanuts. If you look in marriage, the big issues in marriage, it's arrogance and anger. If you take these two out of the house, however you're an angel, you're gonna live in an Eden. Try, see.
Again,
Yeah.
Not you.
No, not
Means that what you were supposed to do is not you. You are coming nice.
You're not coming nice.
You're
not coming nice.
From the rabbi, you have to be nice.
Call out.
I mean, what happened?
Hatorah.
Any person is angry. So what are you going to do? How do you start?
Just
How do we
listen.
address the problem?
Listen.
I'm not.
אני עונה לך, when a wife she's angry, it means, when a wife is angry, it means something is bothering her.
Okay.
And we, listen,
Normally me.
listen,
I'm normally the one bothering her.
listen. Yeah, Habibi, just listen. They don't need anything. They don't need us
Yeah.
to give them advices. They don't need.
Okay.
All they need is to listen. Nothing else. כלום. מה כתוב אצל שרה? ששרה שומעת בתוך האוהל. The Torah says something, שרה שומעת. למה התורה אומרת שרה שומעת? There is something about a woman that it's about listening. It's amazing if a kid cries, the mother hears a different voice than the husband. The husband, can you stop crying? He hears the voice, crying, crying. That's what he hears. She hears, what happened to you? זה נקרא שמיעה. In marriage, when something happens in the house, we don't have to solve the problem. They don't need it. 90% is they need someone to hear. That's it. They need just,
Okay, yeah, right.
Wow, that's it.
And what if she says, why aren't you saying anything?
She's getting more angry.
No, פתאום. She knows you very well. If you fake it or you mean it. ודאי. אדם צריך לדעת.
זה לעבוד על הפיישנס, to listen.
ודאי. And more than that. לפעמים יש לה כאב גדול, and then יש לך בהלכה נושא באות מחברו. Do you know what makes Moshe Rabbeinu Moshe? Do you know where in the Torah you can point? This is Moshe Rabbeinu. You know where? There is one Rashi. That's where Moshe Rabbeinu became the leader of Am Yisrael. One Rashi, that's it. That's the beginning. That's the key. בוא נפתח לספר שמות. תראו מה כתוב בספר שמות. It's huge. It's not simple, but it's huge. On page 154. תראו מה כתוב שם. On page 154. פסוק י"א. No, first we're going to do pasuk. I'm going to honor Rafi. בכבוד תקרא פסוק י"א.
ההם, ויגדל משה ויצא לאחיו, וירא בסבלותם, וירא איש מצרי מכה איש, וגויים מאחיו.
תראה מה כתוב. It says, וירא בסבלותם. And he saw their pain. אומר רש"י, מה זה וירא? You want to read Rashi, Rafi?
וירא בסבלותם. נתן עיניו בליבו להיות
מצר עליהם. נתן עיניו וליבו להיות מצר, להרגיש את הכאב שלהם. זהו. You know who's Moshe Rabbeinu? I'm not going to change גלות מצרים. I'm not going to change Pa'on. I'm not going to change the cops over there that they're beating up the Jews. I'm not going to change anything. But there is one thing I can do. I want to show you sympathy. Yeah. That's it. זה כל כך גדול. You know, להבדיל, שלא נדע את זה, אבל בבית אבלים, sometimes people talk so much nonsense. כל כך הרבה שטויות מדברים שם. You know what באמת אבן wants to hear? You're not alone. I'm here for you. That's it. That's it. לא צריך דיבורים. The biggest דיבור is he needs support, that he's not alone. So what do you want him to hear? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. If you need me, I'm always here. Do you need something? That's it. That's what gives them the support. What is this? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Less than weeks ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, two weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Right, it was on Thursday. You know, Shashuri Elon Nishmaton, what is his name?
Albert Avi Ben Joyce.
Albert Avi Ben Joyce, Shashuri Elon Nishmaton. Passed away. And Thursday, Zchut Moti, he asked me to come to Barayat to speak, which I did. After, I asked the uncle, can you please call the daughter? He has only one daughter. She's 14 years old? 14. What can you tell a daughter who's 14? She also father. And it's a daughter. You know, daughters are very attached to their fathers. She was there. And I said something to her. You see our tears coming out. All I said was, you're not alone. That's all I said. That was the message. You're not alone. We're here for you. I cannot bring her father back. But one thing I could tell her, that you're not alone. The feelings that you give someone at that time that you're not alone, that's the biggest support you can give. We need to know friends are not people to go out to restaurants. It's nice. A true friend is someone that you can call when you have pain, and you know that he'll be there for you. That's a true friend. And your best friend is your wife. I'm here for you. Instead, you're bashing her. Where's your brain? Where's your common sense? Where's your feelings? I'm not talking about Bechlal. I'm not talking about, Eshet Beritecha. I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm not talking about anything, the higher spirits. I'm talking about simple thing. A wife is your best friend. And the best friend means, I love coming home to talk to you. And you want to hear how was her day, because she wants to hear also how was your day. And that's where you give each one is support. And it's amazing. As as a couple get older, especially at the age 50, you're gonna see this Yom crisis. It's either divorce or you see a good marriage. You know why? Because as you get older, pitom, they become so close. In the beginning, when they met, it was beauty. She's nice, she's beautiful. Okay. It goes away. At the end, it's the character, it's the midot, it's the manners. And as you get older, pitom, when the kids are leaving the house one after another, and then it's only you and your wife. And those years, that's where you really feel the true love. That's the true love. And you know what you feel? Where is she? Where is she? You want to be with her. You want to make sure she's okay. But when the eyes are searching other things, that's it. Marriage is gone. That part of marriage, you should know, it's to look for her. You have a wife? Do you know what is a wife? How about that? We know a wife, she holds the whole house. I'm telling you, my parents raised 11 children. 9 boys, not easy. 9 boys are not easy. But I knew Ladim told him a question. About we were boys in the house. It was I am Muhammad Gogo. We had everything. If you ask me, if I may say, as a son, looking at watching on the other side, who kept the whole house so strong, I give all the credits to my mother. I have a question. My father is my father. I don't make it close to him. But my mother, she kept the whole house. So a mother, usually a mother, she keeps the house. How can you just downgrade her in front of the kids? You yell, you embarrass her. But she made me crazy. Okay, maybe you made crazy. How do you know? Maybe you're the crazy one. How do you know she's the crazy? But the one thing I'll tell you straight out, for me, marriage is it's a way for me to be met to reach my potential in Avodat Hashem, in being patient, to be a listener, to do hesed, to help. Namalo. It's your kids. No, it's your job. It's not her job. My job is to do hesed with her, with the kids. So it's not about who is doing what. הבנו היום מה זה מוסר, זה נקרא מוסר. מוסר הכוונה לייסר את עצמך, it's to control yourself. It's not easy. Yeah. Huh? No, you're wrong. It's both. It's both. ודאי. תראה, I want to finish one thing. No matter what, she's always going to be right. You know why? She doesn't learn. We learn every day. So we have the power, and we have the knowledge, and we have zero excuse why they don't have it. Talk about the smart. לא שייך. אתה לומד תורה, יש לך כוח. So you get the engine and the fuel to work on yourself. She doesn't have it. Oh, yeah, she has diapers
Hashem
and kids.
doesn't
That's
blame
it.
her for anything.
Ma pitom.
We're learning the Musar.
Yaffe מאוד.
You know what where we lose it one time? Where
Yeah.
we lose it is like when you're out of the house and then all the folks in the house are there when you're not there, and then when you come home from work, they throw everything on you and
Just
you're like,
listen.
oh, you're like,
Listen.
yeah, like,
שטויות.
no.
listen. רבי חנינא מה שאומר.